Okay. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jessica Reynolds, and I'm the Director of the Office of Downtown Development. I am so excited to be here with you guys on this Monday morning. And we are going to be talking today about our 2020 training calendar. And I am so excited because this is the first time that we're sharing this with everybody. And let me tell you, we take your guys' opinions and feedback very seriously, and every year whenever we do events and we ask for your feedback in these surveys, the reason we ask for that is because it will help shape the future trainings that we offer and how we put things together. So with that being said, let's kick it off and we'll dive right in. Okay, so last year, or I would say, nope, this year, what feels like last year, it's almost last year. This year was our first year in 2019 doing something called Mobilize Main Street. And this actually came out of a training request from our managers to do on the ground trainings in communities to be able to see how managers are making stuff happen in real time. So we invented something called Mobilize Main Street. And next year in 2020, March 4th through 5th will be our second year. This year in 2019, we went to Athens, Madison, and Toccoa. I don't know why that was so hard for me to remember. I'm just going to blame it on a Monday morning, but we had a great experience, a great group of people. We had tremendous feedback, and I'm so excited to be bringing this event back in 2020. So again, March 4th and March 5th, we moved it up a little bit. March tends to be a little bit quieter month for everybody, and we did it in May this year in 2019, and it started to get a little bit hot. So with that being said, we are going to South Georgia, and I'm so excited. 2 days, 3 communities, so much fun. But because we're going to South Georgia, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't super hot for everybody. So the communities that we've been working with and we're so excited to announce today are Thomasville, Valdosta, and Bainbridge. So exciting, guys. Our team has been working with them tirelessly to make sure that we've got awesome stuff coming your way. And I am just so excited to introduce you to this. So what's included? I will say that this is one of those trainings where we try and put everything in there so you're only paying one price and you're not having to really fork out any extra money other than just getting there. So in our registration, we include 2 lunches, 1 dinner. We also have a networking event, which will have cocktails and snacks and fun stuff like that. And it also includes your hotel stay. So again, you pay one price and everything's included in that. We do have additional add-ons because we will be spending the night in Thomasville, and I know for like myself and a bunch of other people, that would be quite a trek to drive the morning of the event and then start bright and early at 9 a.m. That's a lot. So you have the option of adding on an additional night stay. That additional night stay will be sorry guys, got a frog in my throat. That additional night stay will be for the night of Tuesday, March 3rd. If you want to come in that night before with us, our entire team will be there the night before. And we're going to also, for those coming in the night before, have an optional event that they call Taste of Thomasville. They do this frequently in Thomasville. It's kind of like a dine around, and it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. Our team's going to do it and participate. And we thought, hey, if a bunch of people are coming in town the night before, then let's all do something and have fun with it. So both those things are optional. The price breakdown is this. For gem cities, it's $325. For classic Main Street cities, it's $350. For affiliate cities, it's $375. And for those non-designated communities who are just, want to come and hang out but aren't necessarily holding any kind of Main Street designation, it would be $400. Again, I'll go back to what's included. 2 lunches, 1 dinner. We have a really cool networking event planned and your hotel stay. So all that's going to be included as well as transportation. I'm so excited about this. We've got on this, stop, we've got some of these project award winners that you've seen at the GDA conference as far as like rehab projects. We're going to go check out some of those. When we're in Valdosta, we've got this really cool brewery that we're going to check out and have lunch in and do a tour of. In Thomasville, they have done all this really cool streetscape work at this area that they call the Bottom, and they have a beautiful amphitheater down there. I can't wait to show it to you guys. I got to see it while it was all in progress, and the progress is going to be done and complete, and so that's really going to be a cool experience to talk about how that whole thing came together. Our networking event, they have, if you've heard of Flowers Bakery, if you're familiar with the products of gosh, April, what is the name of it? It's a bread line, Nature's Own. I think that's what it is, maybe. They are part of that, that Flowers Bakery bread line company, and they have a really incredible museum that they just built in the downtown. It's awesome. I got to see it this past year, and I was like, with the first second I thought when I walked through the door, I was like, I want to do an event here. This is so cool. So we're going to do it like a little networking, fun, social gathering event there, have some cocktails. Everybody gets to hang out and socialize and check out the museum. And then we're heading over to Bainbridge on our last day. That will be the morning of Thursday, March 5th. Bainbridge has had a lot of great stuff happening over the past couple of years. They were one of our first designated rural zone communities. They had 27 properties sell within, I would say, the past year, 2 years. They were impacted by the hurricane about a year ago, but it's one of those things that's actually made them stronger. And this year when I was there, I got to see some of the cool things that they have underway. This new like hook and ladder park that they've got going on. They also have this incredible restaurant there that I cannot say enough good stuff about. It's called The American. It's one of my favorite places to go when I'm in that neck of the woods. The people who founded The American restaurant are also now doing a really cute boutique hotel right there on the square. And I've gotten to like kind of look at that progress as they go. And so we're going to get to see that. They've installed new public restrooms. They've had new apartments built in the area. So it's really cool. And, I think too, to be able to see what's happening, in South Georgia, I feel like so often people don't get necessarily to travel down there, but I would say these are three of our, strongest GEMS communities that we have. They've got some incredible stuff going on. And it's really one of those places, like if you have the opportunity to ever go and visit, like these are the places you need to go. So I'm so excited to be bringing this to you guys and just to really enjoy it and have fun. I think it's just going to be so much fun. I will say we keep it to a small group of people. And the reason for that is a couple things. Transportation. We want to be able to keep this stuff affordable. And, the ability to have, a small intimate group. And, we do a lot of like walking tours and mobile tours and stuff like that. So being able to logistically move people around while still having like good conversation and dialogue and networking and being able to like ask questions and engage in that process, it's important for us to keep these groups small. So registration is limited to only 30 people. We did that this year, and kind of we're going to feel it out, and we're like, okay, we'll keep it at 30. We'll do that our first year and then see if we need to kick it up a notch and allow more people in. But I think honestly 30 for us is the sweet spot, especially with our staff and stuff. It allows us to do, breakout groups and smaller numbers, and I really feel like that worked well, and we want to kind of keep that format. It allows us to have good dialogue on the bus. So again, registration will be limited. We are already a quarter of the way, full as far as the seats and stuff like that. I mean, if you think about it, we have 118 programs, and that's realistically almost 118 managers, and then you add their board members and stuff like that. So like we have a lot more people than we have space. So I would say if this is something you're interested in, please sign up sooner rather than later. Registration deadline, if we haven't met it before, this date, February 14th, Valentine's Day. That will be our cutoff. Again, one of the things we try and do is take care of you in this whole experience. So, you don't have to worry about trying to check in and out of the hotel. We do that for you. We pay the hotel directly. All you have to do is show up. If you are coming in that night before, you won't have to worry about, telling them that you're staying 2 nights. They'll already know. We will take care of all that for you as well. You don't have to move rooms or anything. You'll just be sorted and handled. So the idea is that you just show up and enjoy your experience. And I'm so excited about this. At the end, I'll show you registration links and stuff like that. And we've got tentative agendas online and things like that if you really want to dive into it a little bit more. Second big thing that we're going to be doing, Leadership Summit. That's going to be June 9th and 10th, 2020. And I'm so excited, guys, because we're coming to Carrollton, or you guys are coming to Carrollton. I'm already in Carrollton. But I will say in the, 12, 13 years that I've been doing Main Street, I have never hosted like any of our stuff in Carrollton. And I'm so excited, guys, because I really want to like show off where I live and the place that started it all for me. And Andi and I have worked together and we're going to have some great stuff for you. I'm so, so excited. So our team is actually certified to teach John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership. And what this is what to expect when coming into this. So obviously we're going to focus on the 5 levels. And one of the things that I love the most about John Maxwell's curriculum and what he teaches, it's proprietary. So it's not like anything else you're going to see anywhere else unless you've been to one of John Maxwell's classes before. The other thing that I like about it is, like I said, it's different than anything else you've seen and done before. But one of the things that I like about that is that I feel like so often we go to, leadership, professional development kind of trainings, and it feels like the same old, and it's like, look into yourself and how do you see yourself? Well, I mean, yes, we will do some of that. But what I will say is that the reason that this leadership program is so applicable to what we do in Main Street is because most of it is about relationships. The 5 levels. It's about not only how do you as a leader interact with the people that you are leading or working with, but how do you get to know and build upon these relationships so that you can be more effective in your position. And I will say that, we have a lot of managers who don't have any staff. And so you're like, well, if I'm not a manager, if I'm not in a leadership position, as far as like, I don't have staff underneath me, how, why would this be a good fit? Because I will say that and we have to do this really in all aspects of our life, whether we realize it or not. We're what we call leading upwards. So you're not just, helping to give direction to the people that work for you or work with you, but you're having to lead up, meaning give direction and guidance to those people who are actually your leaders. And I will say that's some of the toughest leadership that's out there. But it's also some of the most effective and the most important that we have. And what I like about this is this is something we're going to continue to do year after year. We weren't able to do it this year just because we had some staff changes and transition, and we had to get people on our team recertified or certified in order to be able to teach this, because I think it's very important that our team goes through that process and we don't just say, oh, well, we had someone certified a couple years ago and it'll be all right. No, I want to make sure that everybody is really well equipped to work with you guys through this process. But super exciting. One of the other things that I love about it is 2 full days. There's a lot going on, but we break you up in groups, so you kind of have a table or a team you're working with most of the time. It is really activity driven. So if you're one of those people that it's like, I can't imagine sitting in a room for 2 days just doing presentations, you don't have to worry about that, because again, there will be self-assessment stuff that you do to identify your own leadership style, but we do a lot of activities to kind of help drive stuff home and make sure that the point is really well received. If you were to go to John Maxwell's individual leadership class that he does, his 5 levels of leadership class. It would be a 1-day class. It would cost somewhere between $500 and $600, and it would be a lot. We break it up over 2 days because we don't want to have to cram everything into the first day and skip sections. We really want to be able to make sure that we're relating this to what you're doing on the job in your own communities and be able to give time to process this. We also want to have some fun with it too, right? So again, like I said, if you were to go do this class out in the real world with John Maxwell's team, it would be somewhere between $500 and $600. We keep it somewhere between $300 and $400. So for a GEMS designated city to come and participate, it would be $300. For a classic Main Street designated city, it would be $350, affiliates $375, and non-Main Streets $400. I will say, again, if you're looking at these and you're like, well, look at all that I get for Mobilize Main Street, and then look what I get here. There is a big difference, and that big difference is the cost of materials. So just for the materials alone that you're going to get in the Leadership Summit, it's the value we have to pay. Our price is already $200. So again, while you look at those prices and think, hey, that may be a little steep, the value of the products that you're getting alone is just $200. And so when you show up, you're going to get John Maxwell's actual 5 Levels of Leadership book, which I will say is an incredible resource. It's one of those things that I keep going back to time and time again, because every time I read it, I take a little bit more away from it. And I love how it really just relates to what's happening in your life. You get a 5 Levels of Leadership workbook binder, which is what we use over the 2 days to guide you through it. And I like that we have customized some of that to be something that works in a way for Main Street programs and relates specifically back to what we're doing. But again, you get to take that away and take that home with you. We have these 5 Levels of Leadership value cards that are in there and included, and we do activities with those. And I will say it's a lot of fun. I remember the first time I went through this whole process and I got my own value cards. I came home with my family and I was like, we're going to do this activity, because I wanted to see what everybody's values were. And it was just a lot of fun. We will also include breakfast both days. So the 9th and 10th breakfast both days, and coffee, tea, snacks, all that kind of stuff. I like to keep people fed and happy throughout the day. I feel like it, creates a good environment for people to be in. And it's always nice to know, like, hey, a snack's right there if you need it. And then I'm so excited about this because we're also the night between the 2 days. So the night of the 9th, we'll be there in Carrollton the 9th and the 10th. We're gonna do a movie night. We have an incredible amphitheater here in Carrollton, and I'm going to work with our amazing team, Main Street team here on the ground, who I love to death, and do some kind of movie night there. So I'm so excited. I really can't wait to show off, my community. I can't wait to show off the place where it all started for me, and be able to share that with you guys. We have a Marriott hotel in our downtown district. So the nice thing is we will be doing the classwork and stuff like that at the Marriott. You'll be staying at the Marriott, and we can walk to everything. So it's a really cool environment to be in. Registration does not include your hotel stay with this one. But I will say, like, once you complete your registration, you'll get a confirmation email that will give you the link where you can sign up for your room. So if you want to come in the night before, that's fine. If you want to just stay that one night, that's fine too. But we'll let you handle registration for your room on your own. One of the cool things we're going to do too is a Main Street 201. Something that I don't have on here, but that will be relevant, is our team has been working really, really hard this past year to develop a community transformation strategies workbook. That's what I'm calling it right now. It might end up being officially called something else. But we saw that there was a need to have a way of better understanding these community transformation strategies, or these big picture ideas that the National Main Street Center thinks is important and wants to put out there. Again, I think it's important too, and so we just felt like we needed a way to better describe them, explain them, and put them together so that our communities really understood what was going on. And so we have this workbook coming out hopefully in January of this year. And to go along with that, we are working with Joel and Alice from Georgia Downtowns to do a really cool strategic planning workshop. So this is going to be April 14th, 2020. It's a Tuesday, I believe. We're going to be in Ackworth, Georgia, which is one of our newly designated GEMS communities. And it's a one-day thing. It's not even a whole long day. We're trying to make sure that we're respectful of your time, get you in, get you out. But I'm so excited to show off Ackworth. They've got some incredible stuff going on. We are going to be at their beautiful, beautiful brand new community center that they have. Let me tell you, this place is just gorgeous. They've got some incredible projects. I don't know if Janet from Villa Rica is there on this webinar today, but let me tell you, Janet, if you are, you have to come to Ackworth because they have this incredible bridge that they just completed that you can go from one side of the tracks to the other. And I would say, like, anybody who has a railroad that goes through their downtown, that's always the concern is, oh my gosh, this train stops and it backs up traffic and stuff. Well, let me tell you, they fixed that in Ackworth, and it's just the most incredible thing to see and experience. I am so proud of Ackworth and all that they've done in the past couple of years. I cannot wait to show it off to you guys and work with Joel and Alice to put together this awesome workshop. Things that we're going to talk about that day, community partnerships and how those partnerships should play a role in the strategic planning process for your downtown. We're going to talk about survey and data collection and interpretation. You know, when I'm talking to you guys and I'm like, when was the last time you had a town hall meeting? When was the last time you did a visioning session? And everybody's always like, oh gosh, I dread doing these. What role does it play? How is this supposed to work into everything that we do overall? We're going to talk about that and how to incorporate that into the bigger picture. We're going to talk about our transformation strategies and utilize our new workbook to be able to show you guys how you can use this in your communities. And then we're going to talk about how to develop a work plan that ultimately works for you and your program. Things that we need to include in it, how to be realistic. And what I would like too is to be able to have people to bring their current work plans, and so we can work with you guys on those together. Again, this is supposed to be one of those fun, interactive workshops. I'm excited to be doing something like this. Price point. Okay. For Gem Cities, that would be the cheapest price point. It's going to be $50. Classic Main Street, designated cities, 75. Affiliates, 100, and non-Main Street cities, 125. This is one of the few things next year that we will be requiring participation for all managers who have been on the job 2 years or less. You know, it's one of those things that we've identified as a challenge for new managers, coming in, understanding other people's work plans, putting a new work plan together, and then trying to figure out how these transformation strategies fit into the overall big picture of what's happening. So managers who have been on the job for 2 years or less will be required to participate. And again, I guarantee you're going to leave feeling like you have a better understanding of how this can work in your community and how this can be a tool. How to register for these 3 events. If registration is open, it's ready to go. I will say that we are using a new registration system than what we have done in the past couple of years. Honestly, it was something that was forced on us because Reg Online, what we used to do and use, has been retired. So we're using something called Reg Fox. But I will say I love it so much better. I think that the registration process is so much easier. It's so much more streamlined. It's all on one page. It's all right there. I think you guys are going to like it. I think it's easier for us to use as well. So we do have separate registration links for each one. Again, trying to make it as simple a process as possible. And I will send this out afterwards, but other ways you can see this, we keep the links to register at the bottom of every weekly newsletter that we send out. So that will always be there. Our managers group is a great place to find the registration links, and then our Georgia Main Street website. If you go to our website, georgiamainstreet.com, and you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will see something called our 2020 training calendar. And while we have our own training calendar on our website, this is purely just a real quick and dirty shortcut for you guys to find, and it will pull up the full schedule for you guys. Actually, I will real quickly just kind of show you. So if you go to our website, this is what the front page would look like. You scroll down, there's our 2020 training calendar here on the left. You click read more, and then you're going to see all these links right here. And then once this webinar is done, I'll plug it in right there too. But if you go to one of these links, it'll show you what it looks like. This is for our leadership one, talks about what to expect. The dates, we have our agenda right there for you to click on, pops up in another page so you can see what to expect if you want to download a copy of it, but we've got, the schedule and what will be covered on all of it. If you go back to that main one, we've got the different price points again. You can select which one works for you, register, billing information. You can do check or a credit card, whichever works best, and then you submit. It is literally that simple. If you have multiple people you want to do, your information goes up here, and then you would add a registrant down here. Again, really trying to simplify this process, make it a little bit easier, a little bit more user friendly, and just make it work for you guys. So excited to show you this. So excited to be able to release this today. And again, everything is up and running and live on the website, and ready for you guys to take advantage of. So again, today's webinar is not super long, a little bit of a quick version of what we usually do, but let me see if you guys have any questions. And I will say that we have registration capped for the Mobilize and the Leadership Institute at 30. Again, we keep the Leadership Summit a smaller group because we want to have good dialogue and interaction, but we don't have necessarily a registration cap for the 201. So trying to have allow more people to participate in that one if possible. Suzanne said when you guys come to Carrollton, you have to go to the Corner Cafe and have their spinach dip. And she's absolutely right. It's incredible. They're bagel chips, which, sounds, like something fancy, but it's really like sliced bagels. But it's incredible. I actually used to live above Corner Cafe at one time when I was in school, and you could smell the bagels being made in the morning. It was like the best thing to wake up to. But I don't see any questions, so I will just call it a day. But thank you guys again. So excited. Registration's up and live. Should you have any questions about what's happening or what to expect in the next year, please feel free to reach out to myself or to anybody on the team, and we'd be more than happy to help you or walk you through anything or any concerns or any questions that you have. We are so excited. I think that it's going to be an incredible year. Can't wait to show off these awesome communities, and thank you guys for being here with us today. We'll talk to you later.